Within the last 6 months, the CEOs of Nestle, Boeing, Starbucks, Peloton, Paramount, Zillow, Amazon Web Services, Snowflake, Hertz, HSBC, Grayscale, Under Armour, Papa John's, and Discover have all stepped down, voluntary or otherwise. Within the last 6 months, the CEOs of Nestle, Boeing, Starbucks, Peloton, Paramount, Zillow, Amazon Web Services, Snowflake, Hertz, HSBC, Grayscale, Under Armour, Papa John's, and Discover have all stepped down, voluntary or otherwise, from the top job. Collectively, these CEOs controlled companies with trillions of dollars in annual revenue, and now they are all gone. These were just the big names too. CEO turnover in companies of all sizes is now higher than it has been since the start of the pandemic, which begs the question, why is this happening? And why is it happening now?
The CEO's going after 2 years, another headcount reduction.
YouTube chief Susan Wojcicki, she is stepping down. She announced so in a blog post.
Starbucks' CEO Lakshman Narasimhan is now stepping down as CEO and director. That is effective immediately. The company has named Chipotle's CEO.
Chief executives and other C-suite executives are just employees like any other, which means eventually they either quit, get fired, or die in their jobs. CEO layoffs have spiked. But maybe that's not too surprising considering layoffs in a lot of industries have also spiked. But this is actually not normally how it goes. If you ever find yourself in the top job at a major company, you should know that your position is simultaneously far more secure and far more fickle than the average rank-and-file employee working under you. As a CEO, your position is unique because there is no other employee at the company with the authority to fire you. The only people that can do that are the board of directors, who themselves are representatives of the shareholders. During periods of uncertainty, the last thing that companies want to do is switch up senior leadership unexpectedly, because that signals to the market that something is not right, which could tank the stock price. Since the board of directors uncertainty, the last thing that companies want to do is switch up senior leadership unexpectedly, because that signals to the market that something is not right, which could tank the stock price. Since the board of directors represent shareholders and individual directors usually are major shareholders themselves, they have an incentive to avoid doing anything that could hurt the stock price unnecessarily. For this reason, CEOs are rarely fired outright, and are instead offered generous exit packages to step down amicably in a way that won't scare investors in the business. Outside of high-profile cases where the business has clearly been mismanaged, or in cases where the CEO has made very unpopular decisions, it can be hard to tell if outgoing CEOs have been pushed out or are simply retiring. According to Fortune magazine itself, the average age of a Fortune 500 CEO is 57 years old, and the average compensation package was $16.3 million. If you are that old and have that much money, it's not unthinkable that you would want to retire or pursue less intense roles more suited to your old age. If you are that old and have that much money, it's not unthinkable that you would want to retire or pursue less intense roles more suited to your old age, like political office. But if CEO exits are treated so seriously and secretively, why has there been such a big spike all of a sudden?
Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to our mighty power, Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rekah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the electmen that's feeding the sheep of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai in sincerity and truth with this great gospel coming out of our Bible. And let's get a verse right quick. I'm reading the book of Romans 15 verse 4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetimes were written for our learning." Who's the our? The Israelites. The Israelites, because the words of the Bible is only beneficial unto the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Anybody, all those other nations, they can't receive, right? They can't get this knowledge and wisdom because it's not given unto them. They weren't programmed to get this, right? It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetimes were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have what? Have hope. Hope and salvation, hope and deliverance." Right, because that's really all you have in this society. Because everything points to what? Destruction. Everything points to destruction. Right, because we already know if the Lord don't come back, it says no flesh will be saved. We're coming to a time that this wicked man, the devil, Esau, Edom, he's about to magnify himself to the fullest extent by what? Eradicating a lot of people and chipping people and turning people into robots. Right, half man, half machine, cyborgs. Right, with chips in their hands and their foreheads, right? That's the world he wants. That's not the future that's coming, right? The future that's coming is the kingdom of heaven. And where do we know that? How do we know that? Because of the scriptures, right? Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? Because you got to be patient. You got to patiently wait and patiently endure, right? Because the only thing that's giving you comfort is the scriptures, because you know something better is coming than what you're dealing with right now, right? This is hell. This is hell. And it's only gonna fucking get worse, right? It's only gonna fucking get worse, right? Because we got the greatest depression ever coming, right? The greatest starvation ever coming, the greatest civil war ever coming, the greatest collapse ever coming, right? It's just happening from the Great Depression to today, right? You got all the signs pointing to what the end of a currency, the end of a rulership, right? World War III, right? The people's spirit is what? Of a rebellious spirit against what? The people that are in charge, right? These people don't respect the authorities, right? They don't respect their authorities, right? They ready to put hands on these motherfucking authorities, man, right? And these CEOs, right, and these rulers of this society, these rich men, they see what's coming. It says, why have more than 1,300 CEOs left their post in the past year, right? And that was, what, a year ago, right? CEOs are saying, man, I'm loose. It says, boards have been 100 compliant, and they're finally recognizing it's their job to be vigilant about chief executive misbehavior, said one advocate for corporate governance, right? One point is, one reason is that, you know, these people are crooks, right? They've been robbing, they've been stealing from the company, right? So they're like, fuck it, it's time to go. They've been getting laid off, they've been getting fired. And the other point is what these rich men, they see what's coming. I'm gonna read, it says dumping shares, right? It says 3 of America's most prominent business leaders have been unloading shares of their respective companies over the past few months. It says Meta's Mark Zuckerberg sold $400 million worth of stocks in the final month of 2023. While Jeff Bezos sold Amazon stock worth an estimated $8.5 billion in February alone. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, unloaded roughly $150 million this month as well. Investors watching might wonder, do they know something we don't? Of course they know something we don't, right? It says billionaire CEOs like Bezos, Zuckerberg, Dimon, and are selling off massive amounts of their own stocks. Analysts think CEOs may be bracing for a market downturn and getting out before the tech bubble burst. Here we go. Let's go to Proverbs 22, verse 3. It says, a prudent man. Hold on, let's see, prudent. It says prudent, for etymology online. A wise, discerning, judicious. From French prudent, with knowledge, right? Deliberate, and directly from Latin prudentum. Knowing, skilled, sagacious, circumspect, rarely and literally since foreseeing, right? These CEOs are foreseeing what's to come, so they're selling everything. They're getting rid of everything. These billionaires, they're getting rid of things. Knowing, skilled, sagacious, circumspect, rarely in literal sense, foreseeing, contraction of providence, present particles, providere, look ahead. They're looking ahead. Prepare, they're preparing for what's coming. Supply, act, foresight. They have a foresight of what's coming, right? The Lord, here we go. It says here in the book of Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, right? But the simple pass on and are punished, right? You got the rich men of society, they're removing themselves from this place, right? You also got wise men in this society, right? So-called men who see what's about to come. They're also removed. They're going off grid. They're no longer dealing with this system, right? They're separating themselves from society, like the prophets and the men and the women who believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because these certain people who see what's coming, but the only people who's going to be delivered is the elect. Right? Because you can't preserve yourself for what's about to come. Right? You can't hide yourself from what's about to come. I'm reading again, a prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Right? The only people who's going to be preserved and saved is what? The elect. Because what? They got the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. These rich motherfuckers, all they got is bunkers. Right? Bunkers, ready to eat meals, canned food goods, weapons. Right? That shit can't deliver you in the times to come. Right? Psalms 149. Let's do 146 verse 9. It says, the Lord preserveth the strangers. He relieved the fatherless and the widow, only the Israelites, right? That's talking about Israelites. But the way of the wicked, he turneth upside down, right? The way of the wicked, he turneth upside down, right? This ain't supposed to be for these devils. These devils are watching their society be turned upside the fuck down, right? Niggas is rebellious. Hispanics is coming and invading they shit. Migrants from all over the world, right? They're losing their power and their authority. And it's not supposed to be that way, but guess what? It is, because this is all prophecy, right? All these things are supposed to come to pass before what? The coming of our Lord. And the Lord is going to have these devils turn on each other, right? There's going to be a civil war in America. There's going to be a fight for resources, a fight for goods, right? A fight for bread, and it's going to be a lack of bread. So guess what? What's going to be the only food, man? They're going to turn on each other and eat each other. Right? These people are going to kill each other, turn on each other, eat on each other. Families going to be turning on each other. Right? Because the curses that fell upon us is about to come upon these heathens. These heathens. I'm going to read the book of Isaiah 19 verse 2, and it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom. Yeah, it's about to go the fuck down. Right? And guess what? You got these cities where these gangs about to really take over these cities. Right? These militias are about to take over these cities. These cops and these crooked ass politicians, they about to turn up too. Demonic, satanic ass preachers, they about to turn up too. Right? Wicked ass women about to be setting wicked men up, right? And who the only people gonna be preserved in them days? Man, the elect of the children of Israel. Right? Because we got that strong tower, which is the name of the Lord. That's what we're gonna run to. And guess what? The Lord's gonna preserve us by removing us far from you, motherfuckers. Right? Far from you, wicked motherfuckers, man, because it's about to go down. I'm reading. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And it's going to be a lot of spoiled. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? That is the future. That is the future. For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? Because one thing this earth is lacking is fear of what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.